Amen.
The Rambam speaks of an interesting halacha. Someone on Shabbos, you're not allowed to go fishing. What's wrong with fishing on Shabbos? Because there's called a tzeidah. One of the 39 works that they did in building the Mishkan is to capture animals so they can make dye. So even if the fish is going to stay alive, it has nothing to do because when you take the fish, he dies. Even if it stays alive, you keep it in water, but if you capture it, like in a net, so you can't do it on Shabbos. So what happens if someone put out the net in the water on Shabbos to get fish, and he picks up the net, and guess what he takes out? A child that fell in the water, he takes him out and saves the child. So his intent was to go fishing. Put a net to catch 100 fish, and he pulls up the net, he sees a live child coming out that he saved. Did he do a crime on Shabbos because his intent was to go fishing? Or he didn't do a crime because he saved a life? Do you go according to the intent or the action?
Even the action you can be correct. Is it to put the net or is it to catch the animal?
To catch the animal. That's the forbidden, yeah. So the answer is, there's two ways that you put a net in the water on Shabbos. One is, you knew it's Shabbos, you knew it's forbidden to go fishing on Shabbos, and you still put that net there. So that means you knew it was Shabbos, you knew you're not allowed to go fishing on Shabbos, and you put the net. So what was the intent? To break the Shabbos. And you took out a child. Over there it doesn't work. However, if you didn't know that on Shabbos you can't go fishing, or you forgot it was Shabbos, you thought it was Friday, so you bring a karban. A karban means you bring a sacrifice because it's called a shogeg, unintentional. But in this case, since you brought up a child, you don't have to bring a sacrifice to atone for the unintentional thing. Why? Because since your intent was not malicious because you weren't planning to break Shabbos, you just didn't know that it was Shabbos today. So the only thing you would bring is a sacrifice. But since you brought a child out, so you don't have to bring a sacrifice because the end is, your intent wasn't bad, the action was bad. But the action this time wasn't bad because you took out a child. So since the intent wasn't bad, and the action happened to be a good action because you saved a child, you don't have to bring a sacrifice. That's what the Rambam says.
You mean he threw the net in order to save the child?
No. He threw the net because he thought it was Friday.
And what's the relationship between the child and the...
He thought it was Friday.
He should bring a chatas.
But since, the only reason he brings a chatas is if he takes out the fish. But since he took out a child, so the action was not a sinful action, so therefore he doesn't have to bring a sacrifice. So Rab Zalman Auerbach says, based on this Rambam, this is an interesting thing. When you have to call, based on this Rambam, interesting halacha. If you need, someone calls an ambulance on Shabbos, the Atzalah. Who should you use to take someone to the hospital? Should you use a religious Jew that observes Shabbos?
Yeah.
And he's doing the action of breaking Shabbos because he has to save someone's life, or a non-religious Jew that anyways breaks Shabbos. So he says like this. The non-religious Jew, when he is breaking the Shabbos, his intent is to break Shabbos. So therefore, you don't want him to break the Shabbos. But a religious Jew doesn't want to break Shabbos. So why is he doing it? To save a life. So then his intent is a positive intent. So therefore, the action is not a problem because he's saving a life. The intent is not a problem because he's doing it to save a life, no problem. But if someone in intention breaks Shabbos anyway, and he's saving a life, so the intent is no good. So it's like the one going fishing, and therefore it's a sin. So it's better to get a religious Jew, meaning, someone that, you understand, religious, I mean someone that observes Shabbos, that he should break Shabbos is better than someone that doesn't observe Shabbos to break Shabbos.